Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new tactic video to do today for the 442 bracket 2. This is going to be from the homie Snip. Snip is a consistent top 200 Elite 1, Elite 2 player in this game. Snip's been pretty good at FIFA for a while now, and it's not just necessarily this year, even though this year is pretty terrible with the skill move spams and stuff. Snip has been a good FIFA player for a while now, a few years now, actually. So, yeah, the reason why I found out about his tactics was because some player reviews I do on his account, like this Sancho that's chilling on the bench over here, I did on his account, and I think I did the Alessandrini on his account too. And he did have a tactic in his team that I was like, you know what, I'm just going to try this out. Since Snip is a top 200 player, he's obviously going to use full meta oriented tactics, right? So if I go into his custom tactics right now, it's probably going to be over here in this 442 bracket 2. So with this formation, we have it set to balance 5 and 7. Now, obviously, it's on 7 because if you guys don't know, that is where the auto offside trap is, right? So what happens when there's an auto offside trap is that it basically just allows your back four and your middle four to just be closer together, and they're always in constant movement, right? There's no stagnant play. So if you have a really good CDM or two good CDMs, in this case, we have a very good balance between, the team of the season De Jong and the team of the season Bruno Fernandes, then obviously it's going to be a very, very good balance to have in that middle position because De Jong is an incredible player as well. With the attacking tactics, we do have it on some basic stuff, 5 and 5, and then for corners and free kicks, it's on 3 and 3. Instructions for this team is going to be stay back while attacking for both of the fullbacks. The CDMs are both on cut passing lane, stay back while attacking, cover center. The left mid and the right mid is on come back in the fence, cut inside, get in behind, get into the box. Same thing for the well, obviously for both, for left mid and right mid. And then for both of these strikers, we have them on stay central. Now, with the way that this team is currently formatted, right, you guys need to understand that this 4-4-2 works best when you have a full meta team, in my opinion, right? Because I was using it with this team over here, which I'm going to show you guys right now. So obviously I was using it for Sentimental Value FC. In this game, I played a lot of games with them, had my fun, but then I had to sell them because in this game, when you don't have certain cards, they genuinely just don't move properly for you at all. And it does become really annoying in a lot of different cases when it comes to you scoring certain opportunities, right? So that's why players like Neymar, Mbappe, they just mold into the meta so well, which is obviously the two cards that Snip has on his account. But from this team over here, you guys can see that we did line up in a 4-4-2 as well, which I'm going to show you guys right here. So we lined up like this, right? So we had Felipe Anderson on one side, Corona was playing as a fullback, Rafa over here, Ronaldo up top, Sergio Oliveira through the middle. I think I switched both Otavio and Ronaldo in this team to have the high-low up top and then the high-high up top as well, which we are going to get into here. And then obviously with the rest of the team being as it is, very, very well balanced for the fun aspect of the game, right? So with Snip's team, the only person in this team, genuinely, that isn't full meta is probably the flashback Dembele, unless you are a skill move spammer, right? Like skill move spammers are scammers. I mean, same thing, right? Skill move spammers, unfortunately, is the meta of this game, right? So if you like to skill move spam, the spamming, the cancels, and all that kind of stuff, then obviously Dembele is going to be an absolute monster for you. But do I think he's a full meta card? Not necessarily. I've played with better cards than Dembele for the full meta aspect. The rest of the team is definitely full meta for what it is, in my opinion. So with this team, guys, you need a good balance in every single position, just like you normally do, right? So, but the two most important positions for this 4-4-2, in my opinion, is going to be in the two strikers and also in the two midfield options through the middle, right? So in his case, he has Bruno Fernandes' card, he has the team of the season De Jong. So obviously with the medium high and then the high, pushing forward, coming back, there is an absolutely incredible balance to have there. So in my case, I was using the Sergio Oliveira and Ronaldo Sanchez, but obviously Sergio Oliveira is absolute garbage, so it didn't really do that much for me, right? But in his case, he has a team of the season De Jong, so we're talking about players that no matter what the gameplay is like, good or bad, they are gameplay compensators and they will perform to a top level for you playing through that middle position. De Jong is obviously a very good choice. Anybody who is medium high, that has the pace, defending, physicality, like De Jong is good at doing everything, right? And so is Bruno, but Bruno with that high offers a little bit of that attacking presence, which is always very nice to work with too, right? And then the last two positions is the two strikers. The two strikers, you need players that have good attacking AI as well, because when those two guys are on stay central and you have your left mid and your right mid cutting inside and getting behind, you need players that adapt quickly to what players are doing around them, okay? So the reason why I say that Dembele is not a full meta card is because he doesn't have crazy attacking AI, right? Like Mbappe, Neymar, Ronaldo, like these guys. Ronaldo I prefer more as a cam or as a secondary striker, not necessarily up top by himself, but that's because of personal preference in regards to attacking AI in like a 4-2-3-1 or whatever, right? But Ronaldo in a two-striker formation, he kind of acts like that cam because of the medium work rates that this card over here has, right? So it causes this absolutely insane balance in the team, especially if the other striker up top is a high medium or a high low, right? So that's kind of like the goal that you want to go with. You can totally go with two strikers that are high low, both of them, right? But there's a little bit of a misbalance there when both of them are high low. I've tried it myself with the Ronaldo and the Mbappe card, and although they have really good attacking AI, I miss that one player that kind of feels like a cam that also feels like a striker, right? And it's really nice to have cards like that playing through the middle. And obviously Icon Wins Ronaldo is probably the best example of that, because if you wanted to switch to a 4-1-2-2, 4-2-3-1, whatever, this Icon Wins Ronaldo will be an absolute monster, right? So in my case, I was using Otavio, right? So with Otavio, the reason why I like him is because, one, FC Porto player that is actually meta-oriented, but not a full meta card, of course. But he has the right attacking AI to work with his high work rates pushing forward, coming back. If you have someone like Heung-min Son with his attacking AI, because they actually did a really good job with that Team of the Season card, although he doesn't have the 5-star skills, he would offer an incredible balance up top in that striker position next to someone like Ronaldo. But obviously, if you're using Heung-min Son on your team, it would be better to use him in the side positions. Like, that's his best position, in my opinion, but obviously can be used through the middle. In FIFA, when you want to go for, you know, everything to be perfect, you do want to use players in their best positions as much as possible, right? So obviously with this team, you're not going to really find that problem as much. So what we're actually going to do is I am going to show you guys highlights, not of this team. If you guys want to see me play with this team, with a Team of the Season Sancho or a Team of the Season Alessandrini, you guys can go and watch those reviews of me playing. Snip is 2400, I think, right? You're 2400, no Snip? Snip is 2200. 22. I think he went down a little bit actually, but he's obviously incredible at the game. Look at the guy's record, right? So yeah, he's obviously like very good at the game. Like I said, he's gone top 200 a few times, all that good stuff. Because I remember like when we were doing the reviews, it was through that as well. I think last weekend he got Elite 1 in Foot Champs. Am I right, Snip? That's what you were telling me? How do I check this? I actually have no idea how to check this. Qualification progress? Like leaderboards? Is it leaderboards? I guess it's leaderboards. Sorry, listen, man, I hate this game mode, so I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, so he actually got 27 wins. Cool. He was actually asking me about the Foot Champs rewards. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and show you guys some highlights, because the reason why it's important for me to use a team like this is to give you guys a good example of not needing a full meta team to fully utilize a formation, but it would definitely be way better with a full meta team, like most formations and tactics, to be fair. But I'm just saying that for this tactic in particular, it definitely plays way better with a full meta team for sure, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and show you guys some highlights, and let's talk about how we broke down the defense. Okay guys, so let's get started with some of the gameplay breakdown stuff. So in this situation here, I think this is the beginning of the game, yeah, because everybody's still set up the way that they are. So what you see here is a lot of shot cancels because of obviously the defensive AI being as effective as it is. The first thing that you will also realize is the fact that we go for a lot of first-time fake shots to get into a better shooting opportunity, right? So again, like most of the formations when it comes to FIFA, the whole idea of using this formation is to utilize the side positions going back into the middle, and if your two strikers have good attacking AI, they'll open up the space for you really well to score a lot of opportunities, right? So in a situation like here, the instruction of getting in behind with Rafa works out really well. Otavio being a very good card in this game was definitely really cool to work with. He's obviously not full meta, but still really cool to work with. Over here with Renato Sanchez, there were situations in game where I would actually switch Renato Sanchez to be on balanced instructions, because it's kind of like a really, really nice balance to have someone who is medium high, chilling in the midfield the entire time, and having that extra run with Ronaldo Sanchez, because sometimes your two strikers in a 4-4-2 essentially act like a target man oriented player. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of opportunities where I do first time fake shots to get into a goal scoring opportunity. So because of that base characteristic that the players have, if I do that first time fake shot in certain situations, my center mid with the high work rate, which is very, very important to have for the 4-4-2, will utilize an empty space really well to score a lot of opportunities for me, like a situation like this where we're using the left mid position to open up the space for my midfielder. Obviously very nice to work with. What you will also notice with the breakdown of this formation is that when I'm using Otavio and Ronaldo up top, the way that they make those angled runs, the way that they play off of each other is really, really nice. When I was using Snip's account, I was doing the review for the Team of the Season Sancho, and it was the eye compliments Ronaldo that was shown up top in the striker position. And the balance between the two was really, really nice, because Sancho would make really good aggressive runs, and so would Ronaldo, but Ronaldo would essentially act like a cam playing in that striker position, which is just a fantastic balance to have in your teams, right? So you guys can see here, formation is super wide. Otavio makes that run. You can see that he makes that angled run, which allows Rafa to utilize those instructions of cut inside, getting behind, does it really well. But players who have really good attacking AI, which is not what Rafa has, they will do that instruction, but they will understand that there's space at the top, and they will stop making that run if it actually stops making sense to do, right? So in a situation like that, he would have gone for that run, but then he would have adjusted upwards to open up the space really well for me. In that situation, I would usually go for like a heel to heel against the goalkeeper at a 45-degree angle to potentially score those opportunities. So here you see again kind of Otavio dropping back like a cam with those high work rates, getting into a good situation here with Rafa on the cut inside, getting behind instruction, playing through the middle position to score that opportunity. So you can see that there's always this thing where we're always spreading out the play, making sure that these players are always constantly moving to kind of confuse the defensive AI as much as possible. Like I said, the full meta players will play this formation really well, and it definitely makes a lot of sense that it is the meta of the game. So over here, we're just applying pressure with a wide formation. You can see that Felipe Anderson is actually playing through the middle because of those instructions. We get a nice little shot cancel right there to work with the near post angle, and we score the opportunity here with Otavio. Felipe Anderson going into the middle right here. So over here, you can see that we're heavily congested as much as possible. And again, a very important base characteristic to have when it comes to players in FIFA is that initial explosiveness without you actually having to do that 1-2 play. That 1-2 play, if you actually do it yourself, your player will just make a straightforward line. Whereas, you know, if I don't have to force the 1-2 play, my Otavio in a situation like that will just boost forward and make that run right away, which is obviously very, very helpful. Hate doing the directional, but obviously gives you that extra acceleration to get into those positions. Otavio over here, we wait for that little cut back angle with Ronaldo, but then we also play with the goalkeeper, right? So we do the ball roll, and then we notice that the goalie's pushing out, so we do the extra ball roll to kind of get past the goalkeeper right there. So over here, again, working with the attacking AI as much as possible. Players constantly dropping back, making that space for me. You can see, again, Otavio kind of acting like the cam over there. He's the one that dropped back completely. Ronaldo with his high-low work rates is the one that pushes forward and creates that space for me, which is, again, why I really like Snip's formation, the way that his players are set up, because one player acts like a cam while the other one is the one that does the aggressive run. So you can see Ronaldo right here constantly adjusting. Boom, he makes that angled run. We take a couple touches, score that opportunity, right? So the ideal thing to have here is to always look for the angled runs, because once you make that angled run and you are not actually doing the 1-2 play, it actually creates an opportunity for you, for your initial player who makes that pass, to be really explosive at that exact moment, right? So it's just very, very helpful to have. Again, you can see first time fake shot, Ronaldo making that angled run. When I make that pass, you want that initial explosiveness from the player to utilize that position right away, which is what the meta players do. Again, angled run, work the space here through the middle, boom, angled run again with Felipe Anderson. That's the cut inside, getting behind, we score that opportunity. That one wasn't really fully deserved because of obviously the passing being kind of played into defenders and it just working out. This is complete garbage here. I think we actually ended up scoring this from a drag back. We did, yeah, and then we get the near post angle there with Otavio. So yeah, it's kind of just the way that you want to play with this formation as much as possible. You want to always analyze the way that your players are moving around you and how they're opening up the space, right? Especially if someone's really dropping back, you need that movement to push out defenders a certain way, right? So again, the middle starts to open up over here. Now we're playing with with both of the strikers. Take one small little touch, get a directional nice little the directional nutmeg to accelerate into position right away. So we're building up here from the defense, pushing it out wide, left mids, right mids, always coming or getting into the right position at the right time. Again, angled run right there. We make that pass. Boom. We go back on the inside. We get an angle for the far post, right? So always look for those angled runs, going for the elasticos on the inside, reverse elasticos to work that space. We score a nice little cheeky, well, not nice little cheeky, corners are random, but Ruben Diaz with the header right there. We got Rafa making the run, striker Ronaldo, so Otavio's making that angled run, and watch what happens when he makes that angled run. That's a bad pass by me, but when Otavio makes that angled run, you guys notice that the middle space is actually what ends up opening up so much, right? And that's the one that you want to work with the most. You want to rely on your attacking AI to open up that space for you as much as possible. So you can see here that I start to slow down, right? Slow down, see what the players are going to do for me, how they're going to open up the space for me, right? I'm just waiting for players to get into the right position at the right time. You can see that the middle starts to open up right here. One touch, directional. We do a shot cancel right there. Player over commits. We shoot across goal for the goal scoring opportunity. So you can see that there's no one here in the right mid position. Rafa's actually the one that's playing through the middle. So again, you can see that the other striker actually starts to utilize his position. What does that do? It drags the player upwards, creates a space for Rafa through the middle. We score that opportunity as well because of that get inside or get in behind instruction. Again, we make some angled runs over here. We get a double elastical there. I get some shot cancel angle there just for the fun of it because it's the 80th minute, but we could have just totally gone for the shot right there if we really wanted to. Again, spreading out the play as much as possible, using the ball here with Otavio. Nice little shot cancel, ball roll strike. If you guys want to have more consistency when it comes to going for just regular strikes, go for the ball roll initially and then go for the strike. It actually comes off with more power in certain situations. It's the same thing with like a ball roll finesse and all that good stuff. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video today. I will see you guys tomorrow, man. It's a busy day with all the it's like a Euro promo for them tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.